Yeah.
JJ, of course, we have to ask you about Will Anderson Jr. I know that you all have been compared so much, and every time you come out here, we ask you about him. But he's heading into his 4th year. What do you expect from him?
The same thing that we've seen from him every single year. A player who never stops improving, who never wants to stop improving, who has every single tool in the toolbox, athletically, mentally, emotionally. The sky is the limit for Will, and I have zero doubts whatsoever that he will continue to reset the bar for what's possible for himself.
JJ, big picture, what do you think of this team? And they've been talking about openly about being a Super Bowl contender and making that the goal, wanting to put a bull in the ring. What do you think of the squad?
Yeah, I mean, it's rightfully so. They should be putting themselves in that conversation, and there's a reason for it. We've all seen it. You get a couple things cleaned up, and in the last year in the playoff games, and you're right there in it. So the defense is unbelievable. It's pretty incredible to watch, and as a guy who's been on the defensive side of the ball and some of the conversations I have, it's always kind of a question of how do you even get quality work done against the defense like that, and I'm a defensive guy, so I like those conversations.
JJ, what are you seeing? Go ahead, Kevin.
Play with the guy that they brought back. About them bringing adding to Davion.
I think it's another weapon on an already incredible defense, and when you have guys like Daniil and Will already on the edges, and you can add JD to that either as a spell guy for them in run situations or as a third major rusher who can kind of rove around in the middle, penetrate the pocket, run games. There's so many things that you can do, and it's just incredible the weapons at the disposal of Burke.
What are you seeing specifically, JJ, that Will has added and continues to add when you're talking about his toolbox?
I mean, there's not much he needs to. It's really now he's getting into the territory of these tiny little details of the game and studying and knowing tendencies and knowing every single player that he's going against and what they like to defend against and how he can defeat that. He has everything else. It's not like you need to continue to add, strength, speed, size. He has it. And also to be able to learn from a guy like Daniil on the other side, who is a Hall of Famer, who is criminally underrated, who deserves so much more credit than he gets. It's a blast watching those two work.
JJ, what about the
last 3 years to put the Texans in this position to potentially come first?
Yeah, I mean, you have to remember where this organization was before he took over and kind of what had been happening, and then what he's been able to do since. And now, yes, of course, you want to be able to take those next steps, but you also can't forget to appreciate what he has built. And I think what he has built is a culture, an identity, a persona for this team that is something that everybody should and is proud of.
JJ, when he's been through it before as a player, what kind of impact could that make on a team?
D'Amico,
being a player, been through the trenches before.
It's not just the fact that he's been a player before so he understands it. It's the way that he communicates, even when he did as a player, but also now. Like, you're not going to find anybody better at connecting to players on a personal level while also being able to deliver coaching points, instruction, criticism in a way that resonates so deeply and makes you want to go out there and play even better. He's incredible.
JJ, broadcasting question. Your growth as an analyst, your thoughts on how you're doing and stepping into this increased role here with the number one team. How do you feel with everybody there?
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, it's obviously not the circumstances you would hope it would happen under, but I'm extremely excited about the opportunity in front of me. And regardless, from year one to year two, I had things that I always study and want to work on and want to improve, and things I thought I did well and had a great time doing. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to be in Minnesota week 1. We're calling, obviously, the Packers, Vikings, NFC North. I grew up watching that, so it's going to be really cool.
What do you think about Watson?
What about it?
His outburst after the game, ripping the fans.
If I'm being completely honest, I didn't see the entire press conference, so I can't speak too in depth about it. I know that they're in a quarterback competition up there right now, and I think he said he's going to announce today. Has he announced yet?
He's announced him to start.
Who's starting? Is he? It's a lot of money, and we'll see how he does.
JJ, when you look at the other side of the ball with C.J. Stroud, when he's out here going up against this number one defense, how much would that help him prepare for the season? Because sometimes he's not even able to get a rep off because of the way the defense this is rookie practice?
Yeah, it's kind of what I alluded to in the beginning, in that it's a good thing and a bad thing, because you're seeing probably as difficult of a defense as you'll see all season long in terms of just everything they bring to the table, which is good because your games can seem easier. But at the same time, for a training camp situation, it's tough because you're not seeing necessarily what you're going to see every single week. And so sometimes there's going to be things that are there against other teams that aren't there against this defense. And so you're moving through your reads a lot quicker, and everything is happening at a much higher pace. I mean, you got Daniil Hunter tapping you on the back 1.2 seconds into a play, and how do you translate that and not process faster in a good way and a bad way? It's challenging.